Hi, Taurus. This is Carrie from Wooing Nature. Welcome to the channel and welcome to fall. Yes, we are already here. I've got your fall reading ready for you. I've spent some time with the zodiac this time. I felt moved to really go to the stars. I'm working on some projects with other people regarding connecting with the star nations. And so since I was already in that mode, I decided maybe what we'll do is focus on that for everyone, during the fall season. Really let that be the focus more so than tarot. But I will be doing a tarot portion to this reading for you, and I'm going to be reading from the Circle of Life Tarot. It felt very Taurasian, if you will. All right. So Taurus, when I was looking at your astrology for the fall months, September, October, and November, I basically paid attention to your ruling planet, who you share with Libra, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And that is Venus. So I looked at the movement of Venus through the signs for you, and then also did some meditation around that so that I could receive the appropriate message for you for this season. Okay. So Venus is going through the sign of Virgo all the way until the end of September. And the word that came to me when I was in meditation for you was amenable. So this is an amenable period of time for you. This is a time when you are probably relaxed within yourself. You're clear about where you are and what you're doing and where you're going. And because of that, because you're calm, it makes everybody else calm around you. So amenable to me is relaxed. It's also friendly. It's also, again, calm and inviting. And so that period of time is going to be that for you. And then on the 24th of October is when Venus moves into Libra. Now that's your sister sign in terms of planetary rulerships. Yes, there are signs that share a planetary ruler, and you share planetary rulers with Venus. So you have the Venusian ways about you, even though you're an earth sign. And the way that that reads, or the way that, people have said that it reads, is that, that Libra is more about the aesthetic side of Venus, and Taurus is more about Venus's sensuality, but it's all pleasure. And so that's, the realm that we're talking about, and that's where that kind of lives. All right, so when your ruling planet Venus moves into Libra, you're going to be feeling more attractive to everyone else, and then also people are going to become more attracted to you. Okay, so there may be some love experiences there, opportunities for love connections to happen, but I want you to really expand your view of what love connections are looking like, because they are not necessarily about romantic. It's more about embodying the true essence of love, which is much freer, which is also much more giving in nature, and also has many different sides to it. And so I'm trying to be as clear about that as I can, because since we went into the shift and since we are moving further into it, the ideas that we have about romantic love are going to be a little different for you. It's going to be the way it looks, the way it shapes, the way you approach a romantic relationship even is either going to be very different, or if you're approaching it in the same way, you're not going to probably feel very successful at it, or you're going to feel yourself going into that same old, and you don't want to do that. Okay, nobody wants to be doing that. But if you have to do it, then you have to do it so you can learn lessons, so you can move on. And that may be that period for you as well. So as you get into November 17th or around that time is when Venus moves into Scorpio. For you, that's a time for you to be open-minded. Take all of that amenable energy and that attractive energy and feeling attractive and feeling yourself in the world, and then use the Scorpio time to really examine what you think and what you feel about your own sensual self, about your own sexual nature, about aspects of your nature that you find pleasing that may have nothing to do with sexuality or sensuality. When we talk about pleasure, we automatically think about sex and about sex. That's what we end up thinking about. But there's other aspects of pleasure that we ourselves feel when we are undergoing or when we are a part of certain types of activities or what have you, sex included. Okay. So this is the time that you're going to really be exploring the whys of how you feel or the what's of your experience. And I would say that this will be a great time for you to do some journaling as the weather is changing. And for some of you, if you're in areas where the season's changing, it's getting colder and that kind of thing, this would be a good time to start that activity. So keywords: amenable, being open and responsive to suggestion. And the one warning I'm going to say about this time period is that when you are amenable and you are open, you can also be vulnerable, and not in a good way. So be also careful about being easily persuaded and or controlled. So have that in the back of your mind as you're moving forward, because sometimes people take openness for foolishness, and then they think that they can take advantage of you or something to that nature. And we know better than that, okay? Because Taurus is not one to be taken advantage of. Not at all. All right, so I'm headed over to the Circle of Life. The Circle of Life Tarot. And connecting to my spirit guides, angels, God angels in his assembly. Asking for guidance for people who fall under the sign of Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, or those who have Taurus heavy charts or Taurus significant charts, Taurus significant placements. And this is for the fall season of 2022. So expanding upon what we have learned from the stars, the amenability and the openness and the exploration of pleasure and sexuality, that kind of thing. Just looking for further guidance for my Taurian nation. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, so let me make sure this is in good view. Hopefully you can see this. This is a really intense and powerful picture here. Because when I'm looking at it, of course, there's this person who is arduously struggling to get outside of a box. Not just a box, but a concrete cavern, a concrete building. There's no windows except for the window in to look at this human being in this level of struggle. And so Taurus, if this is how you are feeling, then the fall is going to be a good time for you to find yourself out of this or outside of this struggle. The thing that's coming to me is that for some of you, you have been trying to get out of this the same way for a long time. You have tried the same method to get yourself out of this box, and it has not worked for you at all. And you are seeing that. You've had the experience of it, and it's almost like you're going to keep going. You're going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Now that's a very Scorpio thing. Pluto rules Scorpio, and Pluto and Scorpio, they have a tendency to dig and probe and delve. So I think that this part of your story is speaking to that. So it could be about the work that you're going to be doing in November, and that soul searching effort. Okay. This is a reminder to you. This is the High Priestess card in this deck, and this is reminding you of, to me, of your connection, and the connection that happens when you are in meditation. When you're in meditation, you can touch both sides of yourself. Your masculine, your feminine, your light, your dark, whichever way you would like to think of that. And it allows you to bring those two things together in some kind of way. And so this is going to require you to, one, go in, two, do some meditation. Three, you're going to have to address the masks that you wear in order to maintain it could be a certain image, it could be a certain way that you want people to think about you, but this is what cages you in. Okay? It's the mask that really, it's you masking that's holding you in, or that's keeping you in this concrete box. So you're going to have to undo some of that, and that would be the time to do it. November. Okay. I do see your Venusian energy here in this card. This is the unmasking. This is the disrobing. This is the sharing of your emotional self. This is getting close to your emotional self. That's what I'm seeing in this card. And you are doing that, or that process for you is really going to refresh you. You're going to be looking younger and happier and healthier, just automatically feeling that once you let go of that. So it's almost like in September and October, they're priming you for the research, the inner search. And they're doing it not by hard work, but just by allowing you to be open, allowing you to, or giving you the energy or the permission to be completely open. And that openness that draws certain people to you, or that lets you see how you're drawn to other people and what draws you to certain people, is really what's going to set the stage for the November work that you're going to be involved in, which is going to be some inner work, of course. Okay. So here we have the patience, the message about patience, being patient with yourself, taking your time. The bulk of the extra internal emotional stuff is not going to happen until November. So just enjoy the first part of the fall before you get started on that part. And then also, again, just be patient with yourself. I'm also seeing you working with crystals, anything that's purple crystals. So whatever you feel drawn to as far as purple crystals are concerned. I would say that. I'm also seeing that using an artistic medium for you might be a good way of expressing what you're feeling, what you're sensing, and what you're experiencing during that time. I don't know if I said this already, but I was thinking about journaling before I, started doing the video for you, that journaling would be a really good thing. But I feel like this journaling can be in any artistic form. So even if it is a sketchbook of images that reflect where you are at certain points in this exercise, I think that would be good for you. I think that's going to allow you to grow. It's going to allow you to make some proper connections internally within yourself, but it's also going to help you make some connections outside of yourself as well, meaning people. Some of the people that you met during September and October are going to fall off, and then some of them are going to remain, and the ones that remain, you're going to probably develop some new relationships with. All right, so this is the Chariot card for this deck, which means that you're you're taking a different approach. You're taking a different angle, and that will let you bring these two forces of yourself together so that you can move forward swiftly and accurately. So that's why being patient with yourself on the front end gives you the swiftness that you need on the back end. Okay? Let's see if the spirits have anything else to add to this reading. The spirits have anything else to add to this reading? No, that's all for today. All right, Taurus. So that is your reading for the fall. If you would like to know more about how the astrology is affecting you through the next 3 months, all the way up until November, and you would like to get a personal version of that, you can reach out to me. I'm at info@wooingnature.life. Also, you can catch up with the day-to-day things that are coming through spirit, things that we're paying attention to on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Instagram. As always, I hope you have a great day. You have a wonderful fall, and you're having a fabulous life.